Now, once we crossed into Canada, I called the Petrick family. We'd met them a couple of months ago while they were down in Berrien Springs. They mentioned they lived in Thunder Bay. I said we were going there. They said you should stop by. And there we are, camped in their backyard. They were wonderful people, and we really enjoyed our stay at their place, and it was really close to a lot of things. The number one thing we wanted to do was go to the amethyst mine, where Sharon would mine for amethyst. It was a pretty neat experience. She did really well. She found 31 pounds of amethyst. So if you don't know what you're getting for Christmas, you obviously didn't see this video. Anyhow, after that, we had a great view on the way out. Later, they're close to the Mackenzie River. They told us there was a trail that runs along the river that we could hike. So we did do that. And right there's a brave squirrel confronting the dogs. But anyhow, it leads to just a beautiful section of river and some wonderful waterfalls. And it was really great to see. Really enjoyed the hike. I always consider these pictures to be proof that I love my wife as she hangs out over the edge to take a picture of the waterfall. And this picture on how much she loves her dog as she helps her off a ledge. The Petrick family had told us that when they put the highway in, they'd run across amethyst. So Sharon goes, looks for amethyst and finds probably another 10 pounds that we needed. Also in the area is the Kekabeka Falls. And it's considered to be the Niagara Falls of Canada. Not quite as big as Niagara Falls, but it's still pretty impressive. We also stopped to see the Terry Fox Monument, which the plaque is going to come up in a minute, and you really need to pause that and read it. But he was diagnosed with cancer, then set out to run across Canada. Incredible story. Ran a marathon a day for like 143 days before he succumbed to cancer. We were also introduced to Prussians, and apparently you can only get them in Thunder Bay, Ontario. While we were there, did some fishing, had some great pike fishing. This picture doesn't do this one justice. It was an absolute hog. We had a great stay with the Petricks, but eventually we had to get on and head towards Nipigon, and the Nipigon campground, which is just actually a big parking lot, and you camp around the edge. It's a beautiful area. This is a great picture here. There's actually a beaver, geese, and then an eagle in a tree across the way. The fishing in Nipigon was great. I was catching lake trout right off the pier. We also did a bit of hiking. Had some beautiful scenery. Had a real nice look at the bridge that crosses the Nipigon, and it's the only bridge that crosses the Nipigon. I'll talk about it later. We also did a lot of kayaking. Really enjoyed the kayaks. This is a picture of Sharon taking a picture of an eagle. He let her get right underneath him. Now this is Sharon's picture of the eagle. We saw eagles pretty much every day while we were in Canada. It was a beautiful area. Like I said, we did a lot of kayaking. We enjoyed it. Dogs enjoyed it. The geese enjoyed it. But one thing I did do is I went out that night. I wanted to get a picture of the Nipigon Bridge at night, and it's an incredible sight. That's the beginning there, but I kayaked as far as I could, and that's what it looks like at night. Really something. And this is what it looks like when we head across the bridge, headed east towards Marathon. The drive across the top of Superior was just absolutely beautiful. I could put a ton of pictures on there. I'll try not to bore you too much. Anyhow, we did stop and do a hike along the North Shore. We hiked in and saw one of the waterfalls that were down there. There was also a beach that we wanted to hike to so that we could go down there and, of course, gather up stones. Real nice beach, real pretty. And the dogs enjoyed it. And we'll keep driving. Like I said, it's the pictures don't do it justice. If you're thinking about doing this drive, you really ought to do it. It's pretty not only in front of you, but I like these rearview mirror pictures for some reason. Front and back. Unfortunately, this is the only moose we saw. Well, I take that back. We did see a dead moose, but that wasn't really worth taking a picture of. We'll eventually arrive in Marathon, and probably the best thing about Marathon is the Pebble Beach. And it was an absolutely incredible beach. Beautiful rocks, which meant Sharon went rock hunting. And rock hunting she did. She and her rock hunting dog. But anyhow, pretty much till dark. So we drove her off the beach, enjoyed the sunset, and met these people who were driving this 1938 something from France, had it shipped over, and they traveled all the way around South America, all the way up to Alaska, and are heading across Canada. a pretty epic journey. Marathon also has a fancy mall where Sharon did some shopping. And then next day we take off and head east. And yes, more scenery pictures and more pictures of rocky walls along the road. I like those. And rearview mirror pictures. We wind up staying the night just in a rest area alongside the road there. I think it was like 19 miles from where the Edmund Fitzgerald rests. Anyhow, had a beautiful beach. It's pretty rough water, pretty neat to see. And of course, they have rocks. We need more rocks. This is the view out our bedroom window. Next morning, we have just a short, wet drive to the bridge to the United States of America. There it is. So we cross the bridge, come into America, and are welcomed by a $10 toll. We run across the UP, stop, and I have a pasty to go, and then pay $10 across the Mighty Mac into the Lower Peninsula. We're going to spend the night with another boondocker, real nice place, and then next morning we roll into Berrien Springs. When you get home, you have to sort your rocks, and we actually pack them away to put them in storage. I weighed them, 111 pounds of rocks and amethyst. That was Sharon's favorite piece right there. Dogs all did great. This was our route here. If you disregard the ones by Chicago and Wisconsin, but that's our trip around the lake. It was just short of 6 weeks and just short of 2,900 miles. It's a great time, and if you're thinking about doing it, you definitely should.